So can you just kind of walk us through, your thought process when you wanted to come to Miami and how that recruiting process went for you?
Yeah, I had a great time at Tulane. 3 years there. Just looked for a new opportunity in the portal. Miami reached out. Had a great opportunity here with Coach Woodle and the team. And I'm just excited to get to practice. Going through this spring ball, getting to know everybody, going through workouts, all that stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited.
So how's it going for you?
It's going great so far, I'd say. Getting to learn everybody. Obviously, coming to a new culture is hard, but they're very accepting and very welcoming of new people. So it's great to be here.
Obviously, group of talented tight ends here already, like Elijah Lofton and all those guys in that room. Just, what have they talked? What have as Coach Whittle and Mario and Alderman talked to you about your role this year?
Yeah, really just help, the tight end room. Like you said, we have some elite players in the tight end room, and a lot is asked of the tight end room. Coming from last year, Elijah and Riley and all them, Cam McCormick, they played a great deal of reps, and they really helped the team out, and that's what we're looking forward to, keeping that tight end tradition going on here.
For people that aren't familiar with the game, how would you describe yourself? Kind of what makes you stand out as a tight end?
I'd like to say I do a little bit of everything. I can make the play downfield. I can make those blocks. Put a lot of extra effort into plays, make sure I get my teammates open while also trying to get myself open as well. So, I try and pride myself in doing everything, not just fasted on one thing.
And then what were your impressions of this offense? Obviously, Elijah was being that tight end, and you coming in and learning about this team.
Yeah, he's obviously an amazing player. He's going to be hopefully first-round pick, second-round pick, whatever it is. But, he deserved all of it. He's an amazing player, along with Cam and Riley and Elijah last year. They all helped out greatly. And yeah.
I was looking at your Pro Football Focus page a little bit earlier. I saw you graded out a little bit iffy on run blocking. I know everyone has their own grading system, every team has their own grading system, but what have you been doing to kind of work on your blocking this offseason?
Yeah, working with Coach Woodle. He has an O-lineman background, so I think that really helps me with my footwork at times at Tulane. Maybe it was a little Swiss cheese, So we're trying to, fix that up and get it down pat, and obviously bring that PFF grade up and help the team whenever I can.
How do you think that's going so far?
I think it's going great. I've learned a lot from Coach Whittle. He's got a lot of great drills. Obviously, like I said, he's got that O-line background, so that's kind of what you want when you want a tight end to improve your run block.
You feel you could be a factor here in the passing game as well?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do. I just go out there every day and show my talents. I think I could run great routes. I think I can catch the ball pretty well. So I just got to prove that in practice. Really, that's what it comes down to, and I'm excited to, showcase my abilities.
And 3 weeks in, do you feel like you're doing that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The feedback you're getting from the coaches is very
good.
Yes,
sir.
What have been your early impressions of Brock Schott and Luka Gilbert?
Great. They're great young players. They have a lot of developing to do, but they came in here. Brock, strong as an ox. Luka, he's about 6'7", 6'8". I don't know how tall, but they got a lot of developing to do, but they're going to be great players down the road.
Full pads today, how was it out there, the energy and competition? How was it different?
Yeah, whenever you put the pads on for the first time, energy's always high, competition's always at an all-time high, so it's always great to get back in the full pads after, 4 or 5 months off from football, so great feeling.
Making that jump from G5 to power forward, what are your thoughts about that and how you're going to adjust to it as well?
I'd say really just putting in the work. That's what it comes down to. Football is football at the end of the day, right? So when you're making this jump, there's a competition big-wise, but really at the end of the day, it's football. I got to improve on myself, do what I do well, and help the team out the best I can.
Have you noticed, the jump from a group of 5 to power 4? Is the physicality different in practice compared to what you were used to at Tulane?
We had some pretty physical practices at Tulane. Really, like I said, at the end of the day, football is football. Maybe the D linemen are a little bit bigger, I'd say. But other than that, really, football, like I said, football is football. We're trying to get better, and that's how it's going to go.
And just, the adjustment, what's the adjustment in South Florida in general?
Well, I'm from New Jersey, went to New Orleans, so I dealt with a lot of humidity and heat there in the summer. But, living down here in Miami, it's awesome. I used to vacation down to Naples when I was young, so I had a little bit of taste of Florida. But yeah, coming down to Miami is great. It's been welcoming, the culture's great, melting pot, so, I'm used to it.
Alex, what has the competition been like against the defense, the safeties, the linebackers? You touched on the D-line, but maybe how it's kind of going with each of the groups that you face?
Yeah, they all get after it, and that's the great thing about practice. Their competition is at all-time high. whenever you're going against, like you said, safeties, cornerbacks, linebackers, D linemen, you're trying to win your rep, and they're at their top of their game. That's why we're all at Miami, right? So every rep is a grind. Every rep is a chance to get better and play against the best players in the nation.
Any guys in particular stand out for you?
What was that?
Any guys that are standing out to you as far as playing against?
I don't, personally for me, D lineman wise, Ruben Bain and Mesdor, very great players. I think so.
What about the linebackers?
Linebackers, Popo's really good. Yeah, a lot of them are great players.
Is it distinctly different for you than it was at Tulane? Like, do you immediately notice a difference here? You talk about playing with the better players in the country and stuff. Did it stand out to you when you started practicing here that it is better here?
I'd say,
or is football?
Yeah, like I said, football is football. Yeah, I mean, obviously you're playing against people who come to Miami. Miami is a great history, and they get a lot of the best recruits. So, when you're playing against those high-level recruits, they're going to be great players, and that's what you see in practice every day, and that's why competition is so great.
First day of pass today, it sounds like it's out.
It was great first day of pass. A lot of energy from the coaching staff, not just the players, but a lot of flying around, learning our jobs, trying to get better.
Speaking of learning a job, obviously Coach Heatherman, being a new DC, how do you adjust to the defense? What are your thoughts of it?
Coach Heatherman, he's a great coach. A lot of his stuff he brought from Minnesota. We're just trying to watch as much film as possible as we can, and continue to grow and get better.
What have you noticed about him? Just not even like the personnel or like the defense itself, but just him as like a coach and how he coaches and what his personality like.
He just focuses a lot on detail and a lot on urgency and a lot on being a team, being together. So I feel like that'll help us come this fall and later on in the season.
How big is he on the communication and talking amongst yourselves?
And that's another thing too. He's very big on communication. We come out here and he's expecting it from out the jump, from walkthrough to the end of practice. So he's always harping on communication all throughout the practice, and even in the film room.
What are some of the things that you've been working on, just to improve your own game this spring?
Just working on my body from that standpoint. Continue to get bigger, faster, and stronger. Just know the defense inside and out, and just be a leader. I'm a veteran guy. Just want to make the guys around me better.
And you and Wes, the older guys in the linebacker room, with Kiko now going to the NFL, how have you guys tried to step up and kind of lead the rest of the guys in the room?
From Kiko leaving, he was a great leader last year. He's still around the building every day. He's coaching us from on the sideline. He set the standard, so now we have to follow and make the standard better.
You mentioned you wanted to improve your body. In what way have you seen changes in that regard?
I've seen changes a lot. Like since I got to Miami, I've gotten stronger and I've gotten faster. I've gotten faster. I'm just working on my body, like trimming down a little bit, being able to move more swiftly, more smoothly.
What linebacker spots do they have you working at?
I'm working at both Mike and Will. I feel like that'll help me learn in both positions, so I could help coach the Wills or help coach the Mike.
Popo, when he was healthy last year, had some really good moments in the field. How have you seen him grow and build on what he did last year?
Popo, he has a lot of potential. His ceiling is very high. He wants to get better. He wants to control the defense. He wants to be the guy. So Popo, he's continued to grow. He's back from his injury. He's continued to got his body right. He just continued to keep getting better.
What about the younger guys like Darius Hayes and Kellen Wiley?
Those guys too have a lot of potential. Darius Hayes, he loves to learn, and also with the two new freshmen who came in with Kellen and EJ. Those guys just always want to watch film. I never had young guys that just want to watch film all day, every day. But those guys, they want to get better. When they mess up, they want to ask like, what can I do to get better? What can I do to fix what I did? So they just keep growing, keep progressing.
How do they show that they're eager to watch film? Are they just in the film room all the time? Or are they turning off whatever they're watching on film?
Yeah, they just want to watch film. They asking when are we watching film? This play I had on yesterday. What can I do to help? And it's just they just care. You can just tell they care. They know the standard. They're trying to continue to elevate it.
From one aspect of the linebackers in this defense, do you feel like it's been simplified compared to last year's defense for you guys?
I feel like it's a lot. It's a lot the same as last year. Coach Alderman, he puts a lot on the linebackers as far as communicating. So he looks to us to get everybody else engaged, have urgency with everybody else, and have us make the calls.
And last year was more safeties.
It was more a little bit of both, but now it's like more the linebacker driven. It's like we make the calls.
So how do you see your role evolving? Like, what would you like your role to be on this team come September?
I want to be a leader of this team. I want to set the standard to where younger guys that come in from whenever I leave or years from now, that's the standard. That's where I want to continue to grow, and I just improve my overall game and just be the best person I can be.
And we just talked to Alex Bauman. What have you seen from him and the other linebackers when you went against them? Tight ends.
Those guys, they're new, but they want to get better. You can tell it's new for them, but they're still getting after it, being physical. Those guys are blocking after the player's over with, getting after it. Those guys run good routes. Their coaches are always on them about the details, small details, so I feel like that'll do nothing but help.
How difficult is Elijah Walker to cover?
He's a man amongst boys. He's big, he's strong, he's fast. He can play running back, he can play slot, he can play receiver. He can be at number one. He can just do so many different things, and he knows how to control his body. So whenever he runs routes, you think he's going one way, but he's really trying to set you up to go another way. So it's great.
What would you say is the role of this linebacker?
I feel like we all play a part in that. As far as me, Wes, Popo, we all just try to set the tone every day. That could be running on and off the field. That could be getting everybody on point. I just feel like everybody plays a role in that. We all want to get everybody better. And we know that Coach Alderman coached the linebacker, so we have to.